Hello, and thanks for watching. We are playing Elder Scrolls Online. We are checking out my baby's Cold Harbor. No, not Cold Harbor. Clockwork Observatory prior. ESO housing. Had a lot of fun with this house. Did not use the provided housing setting at all. I actually blocked off the entrance with this globe mechanism thingy here. Guarded it with our little dwarven spider peddler. And I built this airship, sort of steampunk-esque, Final Fantasy-esque Clockwork Airship. This is built from scratch. This used every furnishing available, every furnishing in the 700 furnishing limit they give you in this house. Every single one of those items went into this airship, with the exception of these two right here. And I really could have doubled that and kept going. Had a lot of fun with this, had a lot of ideas, did not certainly get to use them all. Got our little clockwork fans here, sort of suspending our airship, hovering over here as we docked at the entrance. The little flamey electrical cannons on top of that giant cannon we've got on the top. Use these pumps to make it appear as though they're driving these fans, and later when we go below deck, we'll see I've got wall machinery as well on the other side of these plates to make it appear as though perhaps they're controlling these pumps that are controlling these fans. Put our front fans, our cluster of little fans there, on what appears to be a pivoting device. They can tilt back and forwards, control the direction of our airship here. This was a lot of scavenge plates. I did this before I had downloaded Essential Housing Tools, great add-on, before they implemented the precision editing tools that are available now default in the game's ESO housing tools. Use these clockwork beds. They sort of look like miniguns to me. So that's what we used them for here. Just some little guns on the side. Let's go to the front here. Built this headpiece, or I don't know, what do you call that? A figurehead? You go at the front of a ship. See if I can get a good look at it without activating the magic carpet add-on or falling to my doom. That's the trophy from the Engine Guardian, and I believe that's St. Olms the Just, the Clockwork Dragon guy. They fit together so perfectly, it almost looks like that's intended. Later on, when I put the magic carpet added on, we'll fly up front there and get a better look. I built this massive cannon. These are just tables turned on edge on the perimeter of the gun. Liked how the legs looked. I felt like could envision as this activates maybe some electricity going from those prongs to the centerpiece of the gun. Massively bright little azure light cages here. All sort of tying into these chambers at the front before it concentrates into a beam. Use your imagination. My imagination says that when this gun fires, it destroys stuff. I was inspired by one of my favorite childhood movies as far as how I did the control station up here. Flight of the Navigator. If you're not familiar with the movie, go check it out. Super corny, super 80s. Gotta love it. That's what inspired this seat, this cockpit, this control station here. Sort of put your hands on the globes and weave them around to control where the ship's going. Got our co-pilot up here. This was, I think, I admit my wife does all the farming for us. So I'm pretty sure this was a multi-part antiquity pet. or mount. I believe it took her a while to get. I think she had some time invested in unlocking that. Super cool. Love how he fits here in the house. Let's see if we can hang off the edge here and get a look at the back of the ship. I used the Alinor windmills to create these propellers, and I completely concealed the windmills with these scavenged plates and mechanisms. That bright yellow light, that's the dwarven sun. That's intended to sort of appear as though it's maybe a power core. Maybe that's what's fueling the ship. We've got our navigation room over here. Plotting their course through the stars across the lands of Tamriel, wherever they're going. Love these clockwork furnishings. They make some neat sounds. They're interactable. Turn them on, turn them off. I don't know how to fly an airship. Perhaps you do. Maybe this control room or navigational room's not accurate, but it looks cool in my humble opinions. Our clockwork dragonflies, they're hanging out up here. A lot of expensive furnishings in this house. If you're familiar with the game, which I assume you are if you're tuning into a video like this, this wasn't a cheap house, crown or gold wise, to build, but it was worth it. I had a lot of fun. These furnishings really make you be able to get into your imagination and feel like you're building something that would work. Perhaps the little gnome or the control guy that works down here. Maybe this is his little get-around mobile. This might seem out of place. We've got this Jester's coffer over here. Shout out to Jay Hart. His housing tours are what inspired me to get into ESO housing to begin with. What inspired me to really start getting creative with some furnishings. On his housing tours, he likes to have this little Easter egg of a Jester's coffer. He always gets excited when he pops them open and sees the interesting things some people put inside. I took the statuette, ESO Plus statuette of the Clockwork God. I believe it's Sofa Sill. Let's see if we can get it reopened here without... There we go. That's the statuette of Sofa Sill, the Clockwork God. That's just the globe that he's got in his hand. Come on, zoom in on it. There we go. That's a good view. And then I used the top of a wedding lantern to sort of make it look like it was a lit platform below it. I thought it was fitting for the motif of the house, and the Jester's box on his housing tours are always fun. So thank you, Jay Hart, for letting me show my houses on your tour. Always fun, always appreciate it. And if you guys enjoy this video, you should definitely check out his channel on Twitch, Jhart TV, I believe it is. He does some really exciting stuff on his Twitch channel. So let's go back up top now, and we'll activate our magic carpet add-on. And let's fly around and get a look at this place from the bird's eye view. Say I used a lot of machinery in constructing the outside of this ship. I tried to use as many big furnishings as I could without deviating from the general shape that I was going after, which was sort of a land speeder idea. I didn't want to spend years building any house. I definitely enjoyed every minute that it took to build this house, but I felt like the sort of Star Wars land speeder shape was was good and dynamic and still fairly achievable with the squared furnishings and having everything line up and be symmetric for my OCD needs. I felt like this was a good shape to go with. As I mentioned before, these giant propellers at the back, they're the Eleanor windmills. Those big glass control rooms, those are the Eleanor greenhouses. Just the general coloring made me happy and content with how they fit in. I used the Clockwork pumps to make it sort of look like they're driving the propellers. And all that machinery is sort of branching off of where I've got that core stationed at. Just fly around. And just recently, as a matter of fact, I think it was just last night, I took a very similar screenshot. Divine Design Allowance, super fun guild, gorgeous homes, really creative players in that guild. Done some neat stuff with housing. Have thoroughly enjoyed being in their guild. In any event, I just took this screenshot and submitted it in this week's screenshot contest that they're hosting. So cross your fingers, vote for me. Let's win that prize money. Let's come back and take a closer look at this figurehead. It's our St. Olms the Just popping out of our engine guardian. Like I said before, it fits so well when you bury the plaque of St. Olms the Just into the engine guardian trophy. It looks like that's intended. It definitely looked cool enough for me to keep, and it appropriately concealed how I had to bring these plates to a point here, which you can't just cut that off. So it made it appropriate for that to be sitting there as well. I felt little laser cannons. Get a closer look at our fans, and that's the house. This is our Clockwork Observatory prior airship, our giant laser cannon on board. Can't say it enough how much fun I had building this house. Really had a good time. My favorite home to date. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I super appreciate the attention, super appreciate the view. Like, subscribe, do all that cool YouTube stuff. Check out some of the other videos I've uploaded. And have a great day. Until next time.